Alright guys, I'm gonna go drive the Nissan Ariya. They won't let me drive my helmet on, even though Tesla let me do it and Ford let me do it. Nissan won't let me do it, so they're the not fun fun group is what I say. But I will go take it for a drive. I've never driven an Ariya before. It's something like it's kind of like a RAV4. It's similar in size to a RAV4. It's a full EV. I'll put some specs in the front of the video. Well, I'll take some pictures of it, and then I'll let you know how it drives, but they won't let me drive with the helmet, so that's a bummer. Alright. I almost just don't want to drive it now.
Alright, hey, HadesOmega here. So I did go drive that Ariya, the Nissan Ariya, like I mentioned in the previous video. They didn't let me freaking drive with my helmet on. They're like, whoa, that restricts your visibility. I was like, well, I don't know, on a racetrack they let people drive with their helmet. You have to drive with the helmet on a racetrack. So yeah, it's not it's kind of weird, but whatever, man. They told me it was like illegal or something. I don't see how it's illegal or anything. But anyway, Tesla let me do it and Ford let me do it. So Nissan, not cool. Nissan's not cool, man. Nobody really cared, dude. But anyway, yeah, that's the best way to get a video of me driving. And yeah, it is kind of weird looking. Somebody's driving in the car with the helmet on, but it's not a big deal to me, man. But yeah, I've got the helmet camera and I've got the microphone and everything. So I did take it for a drive. It was okay. The Ariya is one of those electric SUVs that I kind of considered getting when I was purchasing my RAV4 Prime. All right, but in 2021 they were like not even they weren't even production yet. So okay, so they weren't around yet. And after driving it, I'm kind of glad that I didn't get it. All right, I'm very happy with my RAV4 Prime purchase. Is what I'm going to say. It's, in my opinion, it's a superior SUV. The Ariya, you know what the Ariya remind me of? The Volkswagen ID4. All right, HadesOmega test drove a Volkswagen ID4, and I even noted the screens that were inside the Ariya look almost identical to like the way the ID4 is. Okay, it even the shape and the size and the interior and all that even kind of felt the same as the ID4. So yeah, there you go. That's my opinion. It's very similar to ID4. That was one of the ones I considered. I had driven an ID. Yeah, I drove an ID4. Was it ID4 or ID3? One of those. The Volkswagen SUV. All right, and then and I drove a Model Y. All right, and I couldn't afford the Model Y. It was fast though. All right, it was fast, but I still think the RAV4 Prime is the best, SUV that for my lifestyle. I just want to say, okay. I think a plug-in hybrid is better, in my opinion. All right, we did take it on the course. I drove it. I noticed the suspension kind of stiff. All right, it's kind of bumpy and stiff. Not not the nicest ride. I just want to say. All right, it's kind of a rough ride. I think I was in the limited version. Is like 600 not 600. It's like 300 horsepower. I think it's all-wheel drive, 300 horsepower. They said they have like a wide range of Ariyas from like $40,000 up all the way up to like $60,000 or $70,000, right? And I was in one of the higher trim ones. Okay, yeah, the build quality seemed okay. It's kind of funky. It's got all the screens in it and everything. That's what I liked about the RAV4. It's still kind of like a Prius. Okay, it's very similar to the way a Prius operates. Okay. And yeah, so that's what I thought of it. I got to take it on the 0 to 60 course. All right. I think I did get it up to 60. All right. It took kind of a while to get. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I drove the Tesla Model S, Plaid, and that thing was insane. The acceleration. I could not believe how fast it was. All right. And after riding that thing, man, the Ariya was just like a turtle, man. Okay, 300 horsepower versus 1,000 horsepower, guys. Okay, but yeah, it didn't have like a whole big sense of urgency to accelerate. I think he put it in sport mode before we put it in sport mode before we took off, And yeah, it was not very impressive, the acceleration. All right, guys, it was probably close to that of like the ID4. Okay, guys, and like even I would say like even my RAV4 Prime probably faster than that vehicle. All right, it's probably lighter than it too. The RAV4 Prime in hybrid mode is probably faster than the Ariya, in my opinion. Okay, because the RAV4 Prime will kind of put you back in the seat a bit. They're both like 300 horsepower, but like it just seems so slow getting there. Okay, and then we did take it on the road course a little bit. I tested the acceleration. I did a Scandinavian flick. He was like, "Yeah, just go for it. Like you can drive as fast as you want." I'm like, "Okay," and I was like, "Hey, let me see if I can do a Scandinavian flick." So I jerked the wheel right and then left real quick, and then the back it swung out a little bit, and then like it kind of understeered a little bit. It wasn't as fun as the Mach-E. Okay, the Mach-E the tail just slides everywhere. Okay. I wish I could have done a Scandinavian flick with the Mach-E, because it probably would have gone really sideways, is my opinion. All right, but yeah, in my opinion, it rides okay. It's kind of it feels like you're driving like a big car. It feels like there's a little more. I drove the BZ4X, okay, and the BZ4X feels like a small RAV4, and it's kind of like a Corolla Cross. And I felt that the Ariya was probably a little bit more spacious than that. All right. I feel that the RAV4 is kind of more spacious, in my opinion, right? It's more truck looking like, okay, in my opinion. It looks more rugged looking. The Ariya is a pretty tall vehicle too, though. So yeah, I've been seeing more and more of them on the road. All right, not too many yet, but yeah, they're out there. Okay, so that's my kind of review of the Ariya. All right, if you own an Ariya, chime in. All right, but that's my comparison with all the SUV. HadesOmega went SUV shopping a couple of years ago to buy this RAV4, right, the one I'm sitting in right now, and yeah, so out of the ID4, the Model Y, the RAV4 Hybrid, RAV4 Prime, and then I drove the Mustang Mach-E. I kind of like the Mustang Mach-E better. It costs almost the same. Yeah, and then what was it? What other SUV did I drive? I did drive the Ioniq 5, but that's kind of like a crossover SUV, you know. So that's the scoop, guys. All right. I like it better than I like a RAV4 Prime better. I feel like it's very similar to an ID4, so you probably want to drive one of those too if you're in the market for something like that. Okay. And it feels a little bit bigger than the BZ4X. If you could get a BZ4X cheaper, I would probably get a BZ4X. Okay, but yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the BZ4X, but I think RAV4 Prime's still a superior vehicle. All right, thanks for watching. HadesOmega out.